Hello everyone watching, welcome to Outside Two Plants. With political tensions high, we have brought in an expert on war. Hi. Hello. Oliver?
Hi, my name's Olivia.
Right. So Oliver, what is your role here?
I'm a political analyst and I look at the scale of geopolitical action.
So you're a girl nerd? Do they have those?
Yes, they have those.
What can you tell me?
Well, it's a very complex.
Can you tell me anything?
It's a very complex and nuanced situation. It's difficult to fit a lot into such a short amount of time.
Sorry, actually, I should reframe my question. Do you think that you'd know more about this if you were a man?
I don't think that's the point.
Oh, well then this is a waste of time.
Yeah, and Petrol.
Is this really Oliver? So that was a bust. Good evening everyone and welcome back to The Struggle. On tonight's episode we solve the petrol crisis, get you rich quick and dive into the mysterious world of giant pumpkins. And in fairness to Outside Two Plants, Oliver was right. War is complicated. But it seems that the people running it are actually quite the opposite. Right now, global tensions remain high, Donald Trump is successfully rage-baiting the world again, and Australia's fuel shipments are secured well into May, which is about as comforting as someone saying, yeah, it should hold. Now, there are some truly harrowing things happening in the world right now, which isn't ideal when you're writing for a satirical news show. But something can be said about the way our generation experiences all of this. Because we're not reading about war in history books, we're not hearing about it 2 days later on the 6 o'clock bulletin, we are watching it play out in real time on the same phone that we use while scrolling on the toilet. Recipe, war, dog, and another sponsored post. So it's hard to know what that does to your empathy, other than quietly flatten it. And yeah, I guess there's a bit of this going on too. Looks like our generation isn't the only one using humour to cope with very heavy things. Apparently, international diplomacy has also entered its shitposting era. Yep, that's him, the President of the United States. And I call this one the Iranian clapback. Of course, Trump escalates, and Iran dunks. It is so deranged that it's almost laughable. Until you remember that human beings, mothers, fathers, children, innocent civilians, are being killed, displaced, traumatised, and are forced to survive things that no one should have to endure. And the bleak part is that the people that are meant to be managing this instability are the ones inflaming it. A 2-week ceasefire was then stitched together just hours before Trump's deadline, after Pakistan brokered the talks between Washington and Tehran. It hinges on Iran pausing its blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, and both sides treating this period as a trust-building exercise. Which leaves the rest of us modern citizens doing what we do best, watching another international crisis through our phones, half-informed, fully exhausted, and wondering not just what it means for our future, but whether we're going to be able to afford groceries well into May. So no, we're not making fun of war, we're just living in a time where there's too much to fear, too little we can control, and humour is all that we have left. So on that uplifting note, let's get into the episode with war crimes. The arrest of Ben Roberts-Smith has sent shockwaves through the legal world, especially among lawyers who had nothing to do with the case, but would very much like to.
Look, this is a deeply serious matter and something that must be treated with dignity and respect and professionalism, and obviously my thoughts are with the broader legal implications. For my career, I cannot believe it. This is my chance. I've been sitting here slaving away in this office and now it is my chance. I can get on the case. I can get my big break. I don't reckon I'll even need to work hard because my daddy has lots of money and he lives in Perth and daddy's friends with Gina and Kerry and Gina and Kerry will help me to help Ben. I know this. I've got this down pat. I can do it. I know all the ins and outs of this case. Although many people think Ben has been to court, I know that this is different. Actually, there are differences because this is a criminal court proceeding, which means that for the first time, a government prosecutor is charging poor Benny with violating criminal law, representing an offence against society. Benny was arrested and charged by police a week ago, and he's being held in custody now. In the past, when we heard about Ben in court, it was mostly a civil case. He was trying to clear his sweet name after he argued he was defamed by the 9 newspapers. See, I know what I'm talking about, and I know it looks bad, the photos of him, the balance of probabilities cozying up to a comrade allegedly doing a cheeky shoey out of a prosthetic and allegedly killing people, but I know I can defend him. I've worked my whole life for this. I grew up in Canterbury, where Daddy converted one of our 9 bedrooms into a law library for me. I went to Xavier College and Daddy paid for all of my fees at the University of Melbourne. This is my time. I'm going to do it. I even offer military discounts for Benny.
Thanks, Bill. Today we have Alex, a petrol connoisseur, here with us to show us why E10 is yucky. And even if we're in a pinch right now, using it could actually save us nothing. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on, Poppy.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming. It seems like this experience is going to be the epitome of wealth. Let's get tasting.
Well, before I do that, I should explain that an internal combustion engine that runs on petrol, you know, the kind of petrol you use in those engines, it matters. You should fill your fuel tank with the petrol type that the manufacturer suggests. The numbers that you see at the pump refer to the petrol's octane rating, research octane number, essentially a measurement of how much compression the fuel can take before it ignites from something other than the spark plugs. When that happens, that's engine knocking, and you don't want engine knocking. We can get to tasting now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The majority of cars on the road today takes 91 unleaded fuel. Oh, that's the shit right there.
I think it tastes cheap.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, to each their own. It's designed for engines with a lower compression ratio, and yeah, it's my favorite of all the petrol types I've drank.
Right.
If you fill up your car that takes that kind of petrol, 91, with 95, this one, you know, you're probably not going to get much of anything else.
Right.
There's, you know, it's not really designed for engines that run 91. You're probably just going to get a lighter wallet afterwards. There's really not much of a benefit.
You're right, it does taste similar. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Similarly, if you were to fill your 91 taking 4-cylinder shitbox up with some 98 RON extra premium unleaded fuel designed for engines that really pack a punch, you know, talking sports cars.
Now this is going to be good.
The only thing you're probably going to get is
Woo!
a car worth double what it was before, and it's just going to be because of the petrol inside.
I like that one.
Really?
Yeah. What about diesel? Is that out of the budget?
No, we're not putting diesel in our petrol cars. That's not going to work.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but NRMA chief spokesman Peter Curry suggested that people should be filling up their cars with E10, which is basically just standard 91 unleaded petrol, but with an added ingredient, which is 10% ethanol. So let's take a sip of this. Oh,
Ethanol.
there's something in this one. Whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, but let's take a sip of the weird fuel here.
Okay. I don't like that at all. Woo! All right.
The idea here is that because ethanol is cheaper than regular petrol, I am tipsy, we should fill up our cars with E10 to save on money. But I think Mr. Curry is being a little bit short-sighted here because there's 3% less energy in E10 than there is in regular 91, meaning you'll have to fill up more often because you'd need 3% more E10 to go the
Alex,
same.
are you okay?
Same distance.
Alex, what a lightweight. Let's move towards the smelly underbelly of the country, plumbing. Here are 2 locals to tell us more.
Hello, Melbourne. It's your 2 favorite plumbers, Marco and my brother Louis.
What, you expecting somebody else?
Recently, due to some clogged situation in the Middle East, the price of polyvinyl chloride, or PVC to those that know him personally, have risen more than 30%. This material is the world's 3rd most widely produced synthetic plastic polymer, and it's mainly used for manufacturing pipes and other building materials. But the price increase has created a new blow to our struggling construction industry.
Well, you tell me that. One of my old buddies, Will Frogley, just complained about it the other day. I'm telling you, if he can't get those constructions in time, I'm gonna run out of work soon.
Well, that is not the only problem we have right now. Farmers are also facing problems trying to get their products down the pipe.
And what about those veggies? Farmers are facing another blow. Irrigators hoping to switch to more profitable crops like wine grapes may face additional costs of thousands of Australian dollars. And suppliers in the Riverland region said they could only pass on the price increase to customers and may have to lay off staff.
Well, supply issues have caused the rise in the price of PVC, and some farmers are complaining that this disaster is likely to prevent them from meeting seasonal demands.
Well, we are informed not to be too worried.
Well, the head of the South Australia Plumbers Association stated that currently most operations remain normal.
That's true. The cost increase for a single new build is approximately 400 to 500 Australian dollars, which isn't an astronomical figure, but one real estate agents will surely reflect sensibly.
Right?
Now, there's nothing quite like everyone's two favourite plumber pals and some complex economic implications. We'll be back in just a second after I've ripped the PVC out of the walls here for some quick cash. Welcome back, strugglers. If you've ever taken life advice from a podcast bro, then this next segment might feel familiar. A neuroimaging study on mice found that psychedelic drugs can dramatically increase communication across different brain networks, increasing perception, understanding, and decision-making. So drugs like LSD and magic mushrooms can force every part of their brain to talk to each other. So chaotic. Oh, that's what Auntie Sharon was going on about. Now I get her. We've got a self-proclaimed drug expert, Krithi, here to talk us through the next stages of this research. Krithi, thank you for joining us today. Can you tell me more about how you got involved in this study?
I'm not directly involved in the study, but I've been inspired by the results to participate in a self-directed human trial.
Right. What makes you qualified to do that?
Because I do drugs all the time. I read that in the mouse study they used psilocybin, LSD, mescaline, DMT, and ayahuasca. So I acquired some for myself. I must say, I acquired a lot more than 5. I doubled the number of drugs used in the study.
Right. And so how have your findings fallen in line with those from the study?
Oh, my brain is so expanded, which made me think of pretty unthinkable stuff. Is Earth flat?
Well, no.
Was COVID-19 real? Are birds just drones that charge themselves by sitting on power lines? Was 9/11 an insider job? Are all Australians paid actors by NASA? Oh my God, was the moon landing fake? Is 2 + 2 even 4?
Okay, these are definitely thoughts that no one has ever had before. Why don't we just talk about how your brain has expanded?
I also developed a whole new range of skills.
Really? Like what?
I learned how to play the trombone all by myself. See? I'm so musically talented now, thanks to my good friends Lucy and Shroomsy.
I think we might have to give this a wrap up soon.
Wait.
Okay.
I also have my brain scans with me. Look at my brain. It's so active, so colorful.
Wait, aren't those just the neuroimages from the participants from the study? I don't think that's your brain.
Wait, I can hear something. I can hear colors. Oh my God, that's purple!
Oh God. Okay. I think that's all we have time for today. While Krithi recovers, other drug users worldwide have been heartbroken to hear that a music festival has been cancelled. We recently came across footage of the meeting between Wireless Music Festival and Mr. West's experienced legal team that started it all.
We're well aware that Ye's most recent album has been a success, but our sponsors simply don't want to risk being associated with such a problematic figure.
What you need to understand is the first divorce was extremely tough on Mr. Ye. Sometimes you just have to let your heart sing.
In the night, I hear him talk.
He publicly threatened to beat up Pete Davidson multiple times, including in a diss track. Do people usually go this far during a divorce?
Mr. Ye is simply in touch with his emotions. I mean, he's a sensitive guy. Can we really fault him for being human?
So emotional that he openly made anti-Semitic remarks on the internet, praised Adolf Hitler on the Alex Jones podcast, wished DEFCON 3 on the Jewish population?
Well, yes, that is horrible, and my heart, and Mr. Ye's heart goes out to the Jewish community. He did write a full apology for that.
21 Jump Street's a good-ass movie.
Shut up. And you must understand, after 7 years of marriage, divorce simply changes a man.
So what you're telling me is that Mr. Ye has only been controversial since the 2022 divorce?
I would not go that far.
400 years of slavery being a choice. That's a normal thing to say.
What can I say? 2018 was a tough year for Mr. Ye.
What about
Shut up. Why are we even bringing that up? That's so far in the past. I mean, he's a changed man. He apologized. What more do you want from him?
So if Diddy were to apologize for his crimes, you're telling me we'd have no choice but to let him headline our festival?
Yo, free Diddy, though.
You know what? I quit. I'm done. I'm going home. You guys have fun.
So, you gonna play anything from Vultures?
They made the Twitch bar double the size so I can make us fat. Something obesity people.
What? Either way, I'm more of a late registration guy anyway, so deal's off.
But he made graduation. He made graduation. Guys, please, I just need a minute to take a long, hard look at my listening history. Thanks. Welcome back, Patrick247. While The Struggle is everyone's favourite show, everyone's second favourite major party has been working on a little project of their own. After all the success with pre-selection, they are proud to present the Liberalette.
We've had a tumultuous few weeks here on the Liberalette. Some candidates have remained headstrong in their pursuit of the coveted rose, while others have faltered. Today, it all culminates in the long-awaited rose ceremony. Let's see who has won the heart of Philip Davis and the votes of Liberals everywhere. Phil, who are you giving your first pre-selection rose to?
Leading this party as president is such a great honour, and you're all such strong candidates, but unfortunately only a handful of you will receive a rose tonight. John, you've caused absolutely no headaches for the party over recent years, and you've kept all your thoughts and comments to yourself, and most importantly to me, you haven't cost anyone in this room any money at all. John, will you accept this rose?
Yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes.
Brad, you've led the party with distinction. Your ability to focus solely on crime in a cost of living crisis is truly incredible. Your sensitivity to really serious situations and your ability to respond so appropriately truly touches me. Please accept my rose this evening.
Yes, gladly.
Matthew, or Matt, I can't remember what name it is we're using this electoral cycle. Either way, your success in leading us in elections will be invaluable at toppling Labor at last. Please take a rose.
Thank you, thank you.
This final rose is for Western Metropolitan Victoria, and I must say this is an incredibly difficult decision. Moira, you've done so well for us for the past 4 years when you're actually in the party, but Dinesh, your stellar reputation has truly won me over. Will you accept this rose? Actually, hold on, wait there a moment, Dinesh. Just some information has come to my attention. No, I cannot give you this rose anymore, Dinesh. I'm not very sorry. Moira! Moira, wait! Take this rose! You've earned it! By default! Take it!
Before the Artemis 2 mission landed on Friday, they were hit with a smelly problem. We sent Jack out to ask people what they thought. Here's to you, Artemis Poo.
Being an astronaut, going to space, travelling to the far side of the moon, these are all dreams for many. And while the Artemis 2 astronauts have actually got to experience these in their lifetime, these astronauts have had to use plastic containers to collect their urine. Let's see if people still want to be astronauts. But would you be interested in doing sort of an astronaut type occupation like them?
No,
Yes.
no.
But no, I don't think I'd want to go out to space.
Not to space.
But I'd like to look at the stars.
Look at the stars, but you can do that here.
Pressurized space like that is petrifying.
So, have you heard about the toilet troubles they've recently had on board?
Thinking about that, that's bad.
They've had to use plastic containers for urine and such, so it doesn't really sell the deal at all.
No, look, we've all been camping.
Do you think it could add to the excitement a bit though?
Not really, no.
Do you? I think it could be a bit of fun, you know, if you're with some friends.
Yeah, there was this movie, I forgot what it's called. This guy who's stranded in Mars and he had to whenever he had to take a number 2, crumple it up and then he can use it as food.
And do you think they'll find anything particularly interesting on the far side of the moon at all?
I don't know. I mean, what they're looking for is water deposits. So, yeah, I mean, if they find that, that'd be awesome, I guess.
So in the end, it's pretty clear. The fact is, people would rather stay here than up in space.
Thanks, Jack. Let's jump from one lifeless void to another with Western Australia, where a woman has grown a 408 kilogram pumpkin, the biggest in the state's history. Oh. Toby and Karithi are here to tell us more. Somewhere.
Phew. Now that giant person is gone, us regular-sized folks can talk farming.
Pumpkins. You can bake him, boil him, and serve him to a kid who won't eat him, or a sheep that will.
A little while ago in Albany, Kelsey Freeman grew a pumpkin that weighed 408 kilograms, and her sister Amara grew one that came in at 406. This broke the previous state record of 361 kilograms in 2018.
Now, giant pumpkins are specially bred to get to this size. It's why the seeds of these pumpkins are harvested to grow more giant pumpkins, and you generally work on one at a time. This makes them less pleasant to eat, so they get served to sheep.
But these showboating vegetables do have more uses, such as actual boating. They can also bring communities together, like in New South Wales. Now, we see potential here just beyond winning ribbons. WA's economy has been the strongest in Australia for a while now, and we want to see that continue.
They lead the country in equipment investment, and a vegetable that doubles as a board sure sounds like an equipment to me.
Meanwhile, Queensland climbed from 3rd to 2nd in CommBank's economic outlook. They also grow half the country's pumpkins, about 85,000 tonnes of them.
Now, even if half of all Western Australians grew a 400-kilo pumpkin or invested in equipment, they would produce 612,000 tonnes, causing massive pumpkin inflation in the Sunshine State and crashing their economy.
I mean, yes, they would have to be harvested by hand. But how hard can that be?
Hey, is anyone else hearing this? Do we have flies or something? Anyways, that's all for this episode. We'll be back next week. The struggle, it's real. Welcome back. Now, as AI... I need to hang on, I just need to
Way to go, team. Perfect. I think that's everything.
Hello, Violet. We miss you.
Whoa. It's pretty impressive.
It is.
To take a long, hard look through my listening history, please. Thanks.